Hey guys, it's SimQueen, and today I'm doing a house reno on a build that I actually did for the Halloween collab last month. So I built this abandoned mansion for a big collab. We were redoing the world of Brindleton Bay, and a whole bunch of simmers submitted their builds, and this was mine. It did get actually quite a few views. It got a lot of downloads as well in the gallery, and it did actually pretty well, and it was super fun to build. And I'm actually working on another collab with LucasCentauri. So he basically I'm wanting to, I kind of reached out and said, like, I would like some people to create some Sims for my save file, because I was just running out of ideas and I was kind of having I don't know, just a bit of a creative block. I couldn't really come up with anything good, and so Lucas offered to create some Sims for me and give them like some backstory, and then I would build a house for them. So he did that. He actually posted his video a little while ago. I will link that in the description so you can go check that out. But he came up with a family, and I was originally going to build them a house, but then I thought I've been wanting to redo this house anyway. I did mention in the abandoned mansion build that I was going to redo it, restore it to its former glory. I've really been wanting to do that, and at the same time, the family that Lucas created, they were just so perfect for this house. And I thought, like, why build a house that was going to be similar to this for the Dust family when I could just reno this one for them? So that's what I've done, kind of kill two birds with one stone. So the family he created is the Dust family. They consist of Velda Dust, which is like an elder sim. She is just a total snob. I really hated her from the beginning. Like, just watching that video, it's so easy to hate her. She's like a snob. She's quite cruel and evil, and she's awful. And then she has a son named Wilbur, and then his wife Mamrie, and they have a toddler named Pixie. I really love all the names that he chose as well. They're not names that I would ever even think of. They're so good. And I love their last name as well. And they're just a really interesting family, and just perfect for this house as well. So you'll definitely have to check out his video. I'm just kind of recapping it though, so you know exactly who I'm building this for. But they did come from old money. I think the idea was that their relatives struck gold in Simhara, I don't know how you say that, but it was one of the worlds that came with The Sims 3. I thought that was a really cool idea, so I actually did include some gold bars throughout the house, but now I'm thinking of it, I hope I got some screenshots of those gold bars, because I think it's just a kind of an interesting touch. I did put a few little Easter eggs around the house, some little things that kind of go with their story, and like that cat statue on the piano is made of gold, so I did try to use a few gold items. I did do this before Get Famous came out, so I didn't actually get to use any of the items with Get Famous. I mean, I could have gone in and added some more, but I just thought I liked the way that it was. I didn't really want to change anything, and by this point it had a lot of downloads in the gallery, so I wanted it to reflect, I wanted my video to reflect what was actually on the gallery, so I didn't want to change anything. One thing I did kind of have an issue with is that I wanted it to be very light. I didn't want it to be dark, and so I found that I had to put a lot of lights around. I've got like these chandeliers and the wall lights all over the place, just because I didn't want any area of it to be dark and dingy. Back when it was an abandoned house, it was quite dark, so I really wanted to lighten it up. I took all the cracks out of the walls and all the clutter, and at the bottom of the stairs there was some rubble that I got rid of. So I think it looks really good. I was going to do before and after shots, but I've decided to just do the after shots in this video because it's quite a big house. There are a lot of screenshots, and I just thought there'd be too many if I did before and after. So if you want to check out the original build, I will also put that one, the link to that one in the description as well, so you can check that out. And I was playing around with the door thinking, like, I didn't really like that one very much and I wanted to change it, but I ended up just keeping it as it was. The pool room was really fun to redo because I got to use a bunch of different things that it's just not a type of room I normally do. I never actually have pools in my house unless they're outside, so it was kind of fun to do one on the inside. I put like some towels on the wall. Also put like a little area with a bunch of plants too. I can just picture this house being very, very old, and the Dust family have been in this house for a few generations, I would think. So Mavelda is, I guess, like the matriarch of the family. She actually owns the house. And then I think Lucas was saying in his video that Mamrie and Wilbur would like to have the house. They want it to be theirs. I kind of get the feeling that Mamrie would like for Mavelda to die so that she can take over the house. And so I did include some weird, creepy little things throughout the house. Like, I'm just trying to think of what exactly I did, but I just put some things throughout the house that are kind of insinuating that Mamrie is trying to kill Mavelda. So I put like a bottle of poison next to her bed, and there's a banana peel at the top of the stairs. Lucas mentioned in his video that Mamrie was wanting to like push Mavelda down the stairs so that she could just, you know, die and get out of their lives. But Wilbur's kind of hesitant to do that because it is his mother after all. But Mamrie is totally up to the task. So yeah, there is, in the screenshots you'll see a few creepy little things. Also, there's like a room separator upstairs in Wilbur's, or I guess actually it's Mamrie's room, and behind it is a whole bunch of like really creepy items. There's like a machete and a wrench and things that you would probably use to kill someone, and they're all upstairs in Mamrie's room. Mamrie and Wilbur actually do have separate rooms. Lucas mentioned that they don't have really a perfect marriage. They probably cheat on each other, and this whole family is just, there's a lot of tea with this family, and I kind of like it. That's what I like about it, is that it's not, they're not like this picture perfect family. They have a lot of issues, and there's a lot of drama going on, and that's kind of why I liked it. And then of course they have a toddler who has no idea what's happening. So it would be a really fun family to play with as well, I think, because there are a lot of things you could do. You could, Mavelda is super miserable. You could, you know, make her just a total cow to everybody, or you could kill her off. I think it'd be a fun family to play with, but they will be in the save file. They do live in Newcrest. I was thinking of maybe moving them to Windenburg, so there are no guarantees that they will stay in this neighborhood. I might actually move them, because I do like Newcrest, but I think that this house would also look good in Windenburg, maybe like on that island. I think it'd be kind of cool, so I might do that. Because in the background of this house, you see like tall buildings and stuff, and it just doesn't really suit it that well. So I think what I might do is just move them to a better location. Again, I did the bay window dinette. I've been doing that so much. And no, it does not work. It's not functioning at all. It's just purely aesthetic. That's the only reason I put it in there. It just looks kind of cool, but you can't really use it. You can use the 3 outer chairs on the outside of the table, and of course there's an entire dining room just off the kitchen. So I mean, it's not the end of the world. I still think it looks good. It was just really fun to restore this house and kind of use some like older traditional styles. I haven't really done anything like this in a while, so it was really fun. I picture the Dust family not really wanting to upgrade their house very much or update it. They really keep it very, very old-fashioned. They've got some like older pictures as well, and I kind of thought maybe some of those were their relatives. There's one picture above the counters in the dining room with a lady that's got like a bun on top of her head. I thought maybe that could be Mavelda back in the day when she was younger and not this old cow that she is now. So upstairs I gave Mavelda the master bedroom. I mean, they're all kind of the same size, but hers is special because it has the kind of tower that goes up, and she's also, I mean, they all have balconies, but that one I thought maybe could be the master because it does have that tower. I mean, you can't actually go upstairs, it's just open above that, but I thought maybe that kind of indicated that it was the master bedroom. So I gave her a lot of the old-fashioned furniture, a lot of base game stuff in this build, I think, because I mean, a lot of the base game stuff is kind of what I was going for, so it worked pretty well. I did use another bay window here just with a little coffee table. For some reason I was kind of getting like a vampire vibe from this family. Not that they were, I don't think that they're not actually vampires, but I was thinking maybe they descended from vampires, so I did put a few vampire paintings around the house, just kind of as I don't know, I mean, it's kind of a hint as to where they came from. I mean, Lucas didn't actually mention that in his build, but that's kind of what I was thinking from them. They had like this kind of dark, mysterious vibe to them, so I did put a few of those things around. And I think it was kind of fun to build a house for Sims that someone else created, because I was just sitting there waiting excited to see what he was going to come up with. And a couple of other simmers have also done the same thing. I'm actually super behind with collabs right now. I'm trying to get them all out at once, and it's a struggle. But because I did reach out to a whole bunch of different simmers and ask them to create sims for me, so I'm kind of going through now and finally getting all these builds done. And this one is the biggest one for sure, and it was super fun to redo this. I've been wanting to do it for so long, so I'm glad that I finally did it. I did like using the clawfoot tub in there, and a lot of the vampire stuff was also used in this build. And I wasn't really sure exactly. For the bathrooms, I was kind of considering going back and using the Get Famous stuff, but I don't know. Like I said, I wanted my video to represent what was already on the gallery, so I just kind of kept it as it was. I didn't want to re-upload it to the gallery twice with 2 different versions. There I was using the vampire pictures. I may have replaced it with something else, but the one in the hallway above the staircase, I'm pretty sure is a vampire painting. I can't remember. I just used a whole bunch of different things. Anything that looked old-fashioned or that came with the vampire stuff pack, I was totally open to using. I think this bed came with that pack as well. So Mamrie and Wilbur do have separate rooms. This room is actually Mamrie's room. I mean, I guess at one point they shared this room, but they have since separated a little bit. They're still married, they're still together, but they have some marital issues and they don't share a room anymore. So Mamrie has taken this room to herself. Behind that room separator, I did put some of those weird like killer items. You don't actually see me do any of this stuff now. I do it a little bit later because I had this idea to add some little Easter eggs throughout the house that kind of added to the story. So that is what I did. And then this room over here is Pixie's room. She's actually super cute. I kind of feel bad for her because she has no idea that her family is so miserable. She doesn't know what she's been born into. So I did... Oh, I'm putting some lights up around because I couldn't stand how dark it was. We needed more lights. Toddler rooms are really fun to do. I did something a little more feminine, a little girly. Put like a whole bunch of stuffed animals all around. I was going to do that idea where you take like a table and chairs and set up like a little tea party type thing, but I don't know why this is happening to me, but whenever I hit the 9 key to like move something up or down, it just shoots me out into outer space, and for some reason I cannot make that key work. Every time I hit the 9 key, you might see me do it while I'm trying to do the tea party. I think I struggled so much. I was getting so mad. Yeah, see, it just shoots me out over and over again. I was mad. I was swearing. It was a scene, and then I was like, no, forget it. I'm not doing this because there's no way to fix it. So I don't know if anyone else is having that issue, but if you are, please let me know how you fixed it because it's driving me nuts. It's kind of preventing me from building the way that I want to build. So it's really frustrating. I just want to move things up. I don't want to move the camera up, just the object I'm holding. I don't think that's unreasonable. Anyway, this little room over here was like a separate area for a creepy coffin back when it was an abandoned mansion, but now I've turned it into kind of like a butler suite. Of course this family has to have a butler, so I did put that in there as well. And then that room I actually I can't remember if I furnished it off camera. I can't actually recall what I did. I think I went and did the outside of the house first. Yeah, I was like kind of fixing some of the vines, and then out on this deck I did put like there's a barbecue and some table and chairs, and I think I also put a table with some plants on it. Upstairs on the upper deck I put like a hot tub there, and another thing I added out there is a cow plant. You don't see me add it right now. Again, it was one of those things I added later off camera, but it is in the screenshots. I put a cow plant out there because I pictured Mamrie wanting to possibly kill Mavelda with a cow plant. Like, she is determined to kill off this woman. So she's got her poison, she's got banana peels, she's got tons of stuff, tons of ideas. She's very creative. But yeah, there is a cow plant growing outside on the upper deck for that purpose, to possibly kill off Mavelda. So out here, I'm just paused for some reason. Who knows what I'm doing. But I just put some plants out there and just tried to make it look a little bit more I guess lived in. It's kind of tough when you don't really know exactly what you want to create with a space. Like out here I was thinking, like, how can I make this look kind of old-fashioned and not too cluttered up? So I tried a few different things. I like the idea of that sort of like covered table idea, so I did get rid of the old table and put in one without an umbrella. and I changed the color of the water as well because it was quite like stagnant and like terrible looking, and put some brighter bushes out there. I still liked the vines growing over the house, so I did keep those. I didn't change the outside of the house that much because I still like the look of it. I did add some fountains out there just to kind of add a little bit of, I don't know, something to look at out there on that little like lake they live on. And then I did do Mamrie's room upstairs. But first I added like, I changed it into Mamrie's room a little bit later, or Wilbur's room actually. I didn't have that idea to change it until later. So right now there's like an easel in there, and yeah, eventually I change it over to something else, which you will see in the screenshots. And just doing a little bit more landscaping outside. I tried to just brighten it up a little bit with some plants, but I still wanted it to look a little bit overgrown, and because it is an older house, and I still like the vines. I think they look pretty good. And so now you can see Mamrie standing in there. Now I'm doing Wilbur's room. I decided that it was better to do separate bedrooms than to have like some random room with a card table. So yeah, that is pretty much it. We're heading into the screenshots now. If you enjoyed the build, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think in the comments, and subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. And don't forget to check out Lucas's Create a Sim, which I will put in the description as well, so you can check that out. Thanks for watching.